Hello, very good morning. How are you? Such a joy to connect with you today. So, hearty welcome once again to iLead Tax LLC Tax Talks. Yeah. So, I have come up with something very interesting. We have already communicated this, on our Facebook page, LinkedIn, and all. But still, we have been getting, some queries. So I thought, why not make a short video on this? Okay. So I have titled today's message as three important tax updates. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me your queries, and I'll be happy to help you. I'm Nanda Kumar K V at iLead Tax LLC. Okay, and you can email me your queries at iLeadTax.com. So thank you very much for tuning in today. Please like and share the video. Okay, today we are on March 31st, so I thought there are certain important tax updates that we got in March. I'm sure most of you are aware of it. But if you still need clarity on that, I request you to please watch this video and please share it with your loved ones. Okay. So I call this as three important tax updates to know in March 2021. Let's get started. The first update, number one, is that the tax filing and payment deadline is extended to May 17th, 2021. Okay, so I'm sure most of you must be happy. But again, I'll show you, what the IRS officer says and what IRS says. Okay, now, so here the quick update on this, and then the information also on this is that this update has come only on March 17th of 2021. And the extension is for filing your tax return as well as paying your taxes. Okay, so it is for filing as well as for paying, and it also applies to self-employed individuals. And the extension of time is automatically extended from April 15th to May 17th, 2021. Okay, and then individuals and self-employed taxpayers, can now postpone. Federal tax payments for the 2020 tax year on April 15th to May 17th without any penalties and interest, okay, regardless of the amount that is owed. Now here there's a quick update, and a note from the IRS Commissioner Chuck Rating. Okay, so I will just read what he has written in the IRS bulletin and all. So this continues to be a tough time for many people, and the IRS wants to continue to do everything possible to help taxpayers navigate the unusual circumstances related to the pandemic while also working on important tax administration responsibilities, said IRS Commissioner Chuck Rating. Okay, and this line is important. Even with the new deadline, we urge taxpayers to consider filing as soon as possible. Okay, especially those who are owed refunds. And then filing electronically with direct deposit is the quickest way to get refunds, and it can help some taxpayers more quickly receive any remaining stimulus payments they may be entitled to. Okay, so though the tax deadline has been extended, the IRS officer himself is confirming and is urging taxpayers to file the tax return soon. Okay, so I request you not to make any delay, and please file your taxes very soon. And then extension is valid only till October 15th. Okay, please remember that. So though the tax deadline is extended till May 17th, if you are going for an extension, it is still valid till October 15th only. Okay, so extension forms needs to be filed on form 4868 only if someone needs additional time beyond the May 17, 2021, and will be valid till October 15, 2021. So normally the tax deadline is April 15th, and in case you are not able to file your taxes by April 15th, you are supposed to take an extension which gives you extra time only to file your taxes but not to pay your taxes. Any taxes that is due must be paid by April 15th. So this is what we knew so far. But now with the 2021 guidelines, the deadline for filing and the payment is extended till May 17th. Okay, but even then, if you need time beyond May 17th, okay, the due date will be October 15th only. But any taxes that you owe must be paid on or before May 17th. Okay, so that's what it says. The next point, filing form 4868 gives taxpayers time until October 15, 2021 to file their 2020 tax return, but does not grant an extension of time to pay taxes due. Okay, so that is something you got to keep in mind. And then taxpayers should pay their federal income tax due by May 17, 2021 to avoid interest and penalties. Okay, I go very elementary because I have my students also watching me, and I also have my clients who are very new to US and they do not know much about taxes. I also have such clients. So if you are already aware of all this, please share it to someone who is new to US. Then hurry up your tax filing with IRS. Okay, so though it is said May 17th and all, I as a tax practitioner, I very strongly urge you not to delay and not to be lazy but please complete your tax filing soon, because when the IRS commissioner itself is urging you to file your taxes so that you can get your stimulus payments, the third stimulus check and all. Okay, so just go ahead and complete that formality. Okay, so the IRS urges taxpayers who are due a refund to file as soon as possible. Okay, so I tell my team don't use ASAP in the emails. Okay, because it is like as slow as possible. So make it as soon as possible. Most tax refunds associated with e-filed returns are issued within 21 working days. Then extension not applicable to estimated tax payments. Okay, so independent contractors, small business owners, okay, you have to complete all your estimated tax payments by April 15th. Can't help. Okay, this relief does not apply to estimated tax payments that are due on April 15th. These payments are still to be paid by April 15th. Okay, so taxpayers normally, anybody who is making income in the US, okay, so they'll either fall into employee or entrepreneur. Okay, employee or employer, employee or contractor. Okay, I mean employee or a business person or a professional. So if he is a business person or professional, he will make estimated tax payments, and if he is an employee, he will pay tax withholdings. The employer deducts it and then he deposits it with the state or the local tax authorities. However, when the estimated tax payments come into picture, just like how you have advanced tax payments back in India, similarly in US you have estimated tax payments. So when estimated tax payments are there, you got to pay it every quarter. Okay, so that's what it says. In general, estimated tax payments are made quarterly to the IRS by people whose income isn't subject to income tax withholding, including self-employment income, interest, dividend, alimony or rental income. Okay, so if you are in business or profession and you get incomes from any of this mode, it's very important that you have your estimated tax payments made every quarter. And if you are a working taxpayer, I mean if you are in employment, mostly the employer will withhold the taxes from your paycheck and he will submit it to the employer. Okay, so a note to the business owners, small business owners, of course the business tax filing was March 15th. Okay, for S corporations, partnerships and then limited liability companies, pass through entities. Okay, so the due date is March 15th, but of course for the corporations you have time till April 15th. Now moving on, how does it work with the states? So Nanda, does the federal extension also applies to states? Okay, so can I assume that I can file my state tax return by May 17th? The answer is no. Okay, the federal tax filing deadline applies only to federal individual income tax return and tax payments, but not to state tax payments or deposits or payments of any other type of federal tax. Okay, so state filing and payment deadlines, they vary from state to state, and they are not always as the federal deadline. So IRS very strongly urges taxpayers to check with their state tax agencies for those details. So whatever state you are in, okay, just ping us, or you have our WhatsApp also. So if you are just keen to know, if you need some additional time, does the May 17th deadline also apply to the state or not, please ping us and we will be happy to help you. Okay, our iPlan tax expert will be more than happy to assist you. Okay, the next thing that we have to talk about is people who are from lot. Okay, the winter storm disaster relief, I call it as lot. So people who are in Louisiana, Oklahoma, and then Texas, for them, the states have time until June 15th, 2021. People who are stuck by winter storm and all, they have time till June 15, 2021 to file and to pay the taxes. Okay, so this extension doesn't apply to them. Okay, so that's on update 1. So the good news is that so that's update 1. Okay, that the tax filing deadline has been extended till May 17th. Okay, now we are in update 2. Okay, this is on unemployment compensation. Okay, unemployment compensation. So if you are somebody who has received unemployment compensation during the year, you will qualify for an exclusion of $10,200. Okay, let's see more information about this. Okay, what is this about the $10,200 exclusion? What it says is the MAGI that is the modified adjusted gross income of the taxpayer must be less than $150,000 to enjoy this exclusion. So the foremost thing, the eligibility criteria is that your combined adjusted gross income. Okay, let's say your income must be less than $150,000 to enjoy this exclusion, in case you received any unemployment compensation during the year. And if you are married, each spouse receiving unemployment compensation will qualify for this $10,200 exclusion. So what does that mean? Each spouse receiving unemployment compensation doesn't have to pay tax on unemployment compensation of up to $10,200. So that's what it means. Okay, so up to $10,200 you need not pay any taxes on unemployment compensation, provided your MAGI, modified adjusted gross income, is less than $150,000. So in other words, only amounts over $10,200 for each individual are taxable. Next, how about the state unemployment compensation? Okay, so this is what it says. Your state may issue separate 1099G forms for unemployment compensation received from the state and the additional $600 a week federal unemployment compensation related to coronavirus relief. Include all of it in the calculation of unemployment compensation received on your 2020 tax return. If you received unemployment compensation in 2020, your state might issue an electronic form of 1099G. Instead of being mailed to you, they may email to you. Okay, check your state unemployment compensation website for more information. They may also upload it in your login account. Okay, so get more information on that. In other words, just to cut the long story short, whatever unemployment compensation you have received during the year, that is taxable, but it is exempt up to $10,200 provided your AGI, modified AGI, adjusted gross income, is less than $150,000. Now, When you cannot claim exclusion, if your modified AGI is $150,000 or more, you can't exclude any unemployment compensation. That is loud and clear. And also, if you are a non-resident, I mean, if you file Form 1040 NR, you can't exclude any unemployment compensation for your spouse. Okay, I think I've discussed this already, in my last video also, 10 things to know when reviewing your tax return. I think I've told you who is a resident, who is a non-resident and all. Okay, so I'm not going deep, much into who is resident, who is non-resident and all. Okay. So I request you to please, go through our other videos. I keep coming live every week. So please go through the other videos also and get a better understanding of taxes. Okay. I like, what Albert Einstein said. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. How true, it is in personal life, and it's also, in professional life also. I mean, we all work hard, to make our money, but we don't plan our taxes properly. That's been, my biggest regret with some of my family members, with some of my clients, and the taxpayer community at large. I mean, the focus must be on planning your taxes. I mean, I'm not talking about iLead. Of course, our iPlan has been very revolutionary. People are getting to know about it, and leaders, managers spread the word. But the point that I'm trying to tell you is, wherever you are, whomsoever, whether it's your CPA or an enrolled agent or your local tax firm, wherever you're working, focus more on, planning your taxes. Don't rush to your tax accountant, after you get your W2 in January, and then sit on his neck and try to squeeze, your tax liability. That's not the right thing to do. So it's like, preparing for the examination, the day before. Now, if you tell me, Nanda, that's how I passed it, then maybe that was not a professional examination. So, if you're writing, IAS or CA or anything, any tough examination, you got to prepare every day. If you want to, shed extra weight or something like that, you got to go hit the gym, every day. You can't go on weekend, and expect to look, good or lose fat and all. So, anyways, my focus has always been to educate the client and ensure, that they plan their taxes, invest that saved taxes, somewhere else, and they generate, money out of that also, and how that can be made tax free. Knowledge is power, knowledge is wealth. So, getting, knowledge is always useful to you. Anyways, let's take a case study. I'm sure you are getting what I'm trying to communicate. Okay, let's take a case study here. You file jointly with your spouse, and your modified adjusted gross income is less than $150,000. You were paid $20,000 of unemployment compensation, and your spouse was paid $5,000. Okay, report the $25,000, the total amount of unemployment compensation, on line 7. That's on schedule 1. Okay. Report 15,200 on line 8 as a negative amount in parentheses. Okay, on schedule 1. Okay, all this is okay, little technical, but the point that we are trying to say is, you got 25,000. Okay, 25,000. उसमें क्या है, आपका 20,000 है, Mrs. का 5,000 है. Okay, so totally it is 25,000. But what is the exclusion? Each person can get 10,200 as exclusion. So you got 20,000. So it is restricted to only 10,200. Now, Babiji got 5,000. Okay, so 5,000, it's restricted to 5,000. So 10,200 plus 5,000. So it is 15,200. And that's a little technical. Okay, on the dotted line next to schedule 1, line 8, enter UCE. Okay, which means unemployment compensation exclusion in parenthesis on the dotted line. And if your Maggie is 150,000 or more, sorry, you can't exclude any unemployment compensation. And you got to use that unemployment compensation worksheet to figure your Maggie and the amount to exclude. Okay, so that you leave it to the accountant. But on the face of it, in layman's language, just remember that the income has to be below $150,000. Okay, and we have just learned that if you file, Form 1040 NR, you can't exclude any unemployment compensation for your spouse. Next, what if you filed your tax return already? यार नंदा, मैंने रिटर्न फाइल कर दिया, then I came to know this. Okay, what the law says. Okay, if you have already filed your 2020 tax return, whether 1040 or 1040 SR, you should not file an amended tax return. The IRS only will come back to you and say, hey, you qualify for this exclusion, here is the additional refund that you're qualified to receive. This plan was enacted on March 11th only, so it's just 3 weeks now, so you have to wait. Okay, and if you need any help, please let us know. Okay, now the final one, update 3. Okay, the most important one, what people have been waiting for. Third stimulus check payment. Okay, so we have seen 2 updates so far. One is the May 17th filing and payment deadline extension. Okay, and the second one is on unemployment compensation exclusion up to $10,200. The third important update that I wanted to give you was on third stimulus check payment. I have earlier made video on all about economic impact payments and then recovery rebate credit. 2 weeks ago or something, or last month, I made a video. I request you to please watch that. If you don't have knowledge on what is economic impact payment 1, what is stimulus payment 1 or stimulus payment 2, EIP 1, EIP 2, I request you to please watch that video on iLead Tax LLC. And as you are watching this video, if you like my video, please do like it, please share it, and by WhatsApp or Facebook or LinkedIn, and please let at least 3 friends know. Okay, let's get started. Now, there's some basic information, about the third stimulus payment. Okay, the third round of economic impact payments was authorized by the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 as an advance payment of the tax year 2021 recovery rebate credit. Okay, the IRS started issuing the third economic impact payments to eligible individuals from March 12th, 2021. With more payments being sent by direct deposit and through the mail as a check or debit card, in the weeks that follow. The IRS will continue to issue payments throughout the year as tax returns are processed. Okay, so it has started, just from March 12th, 2021 only. So if you have still not received, okay, please do not worry, you will receive it shortly. If you need any help, please let us know, because IRS keeps telling, every time, don't call our office, don't call IRS. Everything is there on the IRS portal. So anyways, you are free to call us or email us. You have our number, okay, 530 hi iLead or +1 234 hi iLead. Okay, contact us by text, WhatsApp, call, email. Okay, we'll be happy to give you the basic information that's needed. Yeah. Now, what is this? Okay, no action needed. Most eligible people, won't need to take additional action to get a third payment. That's wonderful. Okay, due to new income limitations, some individuals may not be eligible for the third payment even if they received the first or second economic impact payment or claimed a 2020 recovery rebate credit. That's important. Okay, because of the new income limits. I will tell you, what are the new income limits and all. Now, who is eligible? Who is eligible? I love this picture here. Okay, no action needed. Now, who is eligible? Okay, the taxpayer or spouse must be, a US citizen or a resident alien, and they must be filing, a joint return in case, the spouse is married and all. I mean, taxpayer is married and all. And then TP or spouse must not be a dependent of another person. I mean, basic things. Okay, and then there are certain income limits, that is applicable. This is what it says: their adjusted gross income is not more than $150,000. Okay, if married and filing a joint return, or if filing as a qualifying widower. Okay, so if you are MFJ or QWDC, then the modified adjusted gross income must be less than 150,000. And then if you are head of household, it must be 112,500. And then if you are single, or any other, or MFS, it should be $75,000. Okay, so you got to keep this in mind. So if you are making more income than this, and then you start creeping at your accountant, why I have not received the third stimulus payment and all, please know that it's because of your high income slab. I mean, that's what IRS calls as high. Okay. And then on dependents. Okay. So a new update here. Unlike the first two payments, the third payment is not restricted to children under 17. That's a good news. That's a good news. Eligible individuals will get a payment based on all of their qualified dependents claimed on their return, including older relatives like college students, adults with disabilities, parents and grandparents. Okay, so the entire family is covered now. Okay, so it's no longer restricted only to children under 17. So any dependent who is on the tax return with an SSN, he qualifies for this. Now phase out limits apply. Phase out limits apply. So phase out payments will be phased out or reduced if the AGI is above the below amount. I mean, if the income this means that the people will not receive a payment if their AGI is at least, I mean, it's more than 160,000 for married filing joint taxpayers or widowers, 120,000 if it is head of household, and then 80,000 for single or MFS, married filing separately. Okay, so it may be reduced or it may be phased out. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. And then some people who don't usually file a tax return, like in case they are getting some social security benefits, or they don't fall into the income tax brackets. Okay, even if they receive any income that is below the standard deduction amount, let's say, so even those people will receive the third stimulus payment. Okay, so let's read. People who don't normally file a tax return and don't receive federal benefits may qualify for stimulus payments. These includes those without a permanent address or income or a bank account. If you are eligible and didn't get a first or second economic impact payment, or got less than the full amount, you may be eligible for the 2020 recovery rebate credit, but you will need to file a 2020 tax return. I'm sure I've covered this already in the all about economic impact payments and recovery rebate credit video. So if you want credit, you got to file the tax return. That's as simple as that. And about the third amount of third economic impact payment, okay, it is $1,400 per person, whether you are a taxpayer, whether you are a spouse, whether you are dependent. Each person will get $1,400. The point is every person must have an SSN, and if it is a dependent, he must have 18 adopted taxpayer identification number. 18 doesn't qualify for it. Okay, only SSN, people with SSN. And then if somebody is working in the armed forces also, okay, they also qualify for it. But in layman's language, it is $1,400 per person who has SSN and who is qualified to be claimed on the tax return as a dependent or as taxpayer or as spouse. Then how do you get your payment? Most eligible individuals will get their third economic payment automatically, and they need not do anything. The IRS will use the following information to determine the eligibility and issue the third economic impact payment to the eligible taxpayers. Now, what is that information? They will check if you have filed a 2020 tax return, or if you have filed a 2019 tax return. If the 2020 tax return has not yet been filed, they will check the last year return. And if you have not filed 2020 or 2019 tax return also, but you have registered for the first economic payment, that is also information. And then you are a federal benefit recipient who doesn't usually file a tax return. See, most of the taxpayers will fall into the first thing only, filed 2020 tax return. Most of them will fall into that only. Or in case for some reasons they have not filed the tax return or something, then they may come for 2019. They check the 2019 tax return. And then if you see the IRS website, this is what it says. I have given you the link also, irs.gov, get my payment and all. That's the link. You can see it on the top. Okay, you can type it. IRS is issuing the third stimulus payment in phases, it says. Okay, in phases. find when and how we sent your third economic impact payment with the Get My Payment application. So use this, okay, and then it says do not call the IRS. Our phone assistants don't have information beyond what's available on irs.gov. Okay, previous payment information is no longer available in Get My Payment. So if you want to check, the first and second payment status, second EIP status, there's a link. Click on that and you will get the information. Most of it is you can do it all by yourself, but anything you need assistance from an accountant standpoint, you can feel free to contact our office. And then you see when we will send your third payment. The third round of economic impact payments are being sent in phases. IRS started sending the first batch of payments with an official payment date of March 17th. March 17th. So it's not even 2 weeks now. Just 2 weeks, you can say. If you haven't received one yet, it doesn't mean you won't. Okay. We will send the third payment each week to eligible individuals as we continue to process tax returns. Payments are sent by direct deposit or mail as a check or debit card. Okay, so if you have not received it, zara time dena aap IRS ko. It's just from March 17th they have started issuing this, so please relax. Even I wanted to do this video then itself, but I was also waiting for further updates. So then I thought, okay, let me give more information with what is available in the website. And then you click the link on the more information you need on the third economic payment and all. You have this different categories here: general information, and then eligibility and calculation of third payment, supplemental EIP cards, then requesting my payment, and then social security benefits, receiving my payment, reconciliation, and returning the third EIP and all. Okay, so if you want too much information, okay, that is there. Okay, so I can't take all this, and it doesn't apply to generally to all the taxpayers. If they can know who is qualifying, who doesn't qualify, how much is the amount, when they will get the amount, that's more than enough. Okay, so no action is needed from your end. Just file your tax return on time and wait to hear from the IRS. Okay, and still I've given you more links here, so you can just type this on the IRS website: IRS 2021-62 FS 2021-05. Okay, whatever you see there, if that is something you are looking for, you can just go ahead, type irs.gov. You have the link also on the top I've given you. If you need more information, let us know. And this is something I like. The number one problem in today's generation and economy is the lack of financial literacy. I hope you enjoyed the video this far. I've given you all the 3 important updates, and I also wanted to quickly encourage you to watch our videos. Certain videos I have made this year: how to fill a form W4 in 2021. So if you have still not updated your employer with the new W4, I request you to please watch the W4 video that I have made. It's very exhaustive, and instead of giving a tax-free loan to the IRS or the State Department and then wait for the refund after 1 year, why not plan your W4, plan your taxes properly, prepare your W4 correctly, and then submit it to your employer. Your net take-home pay will also increase. That little money can be used to buy something, or if you have a kid, put the money into a 529 plan. Like $500 bhi aap dalo every month, $500 in the name of kid, or get into a IRA plan. Put $500 every month into a IRA. It will save you so much. With filling a form W4 properly, if you are married taxpayers and you are able to generate or earn extra additional $1,000 income, why not put $500 each in an IRA? Why not set up an IRA? Isn't it good? Yeah. And then all about economic impact payments and then recovery rebate credit, that's a video I want you to watch. And then 10 things to know about your paycheck, and then 9 things to know about 9 digits ITIN, and then iPlan tax program. Like what you see, I believe in giving free tax filing. for iPlan clients. So that costs you only $2 per month, because we have enrolled agents. I run an academy also, iLead Tax Academy. We have enrolled agents working on the tax return. So your business is employment for them and a wonderful career for them. And go to the iLead Tax LLC channel also. Okay, you will see all these videos. You will see all the latest videos there. Go through that, and please do subscribe. You will see the notification every week. Okay, and if you have still not filed your tax return, you can file your 2020 federal or each state tax return for just $30. Okay, and then you get a $10 cashback also on every referral. And if you need to file FBAR, FATCA, ITIN, local tax filing, or any other additional schedule, that will be $19.99. Our prices are very, very economical. I mean, that's why, client rate is on PQRST. That's a scale, that we use on price, on quality, on the refund estimates that you get, on the service, and then the trust. Yeah. And then if you are a senior citizen who is watching us, we will be happy to file your taxes for free. And here are the 7 steps. Okay, if you are watching this video and you want to start your tax filing, this is for personal tax filing. Okay, so if you are a business client who is watching us, and you're looking for bookkeeping, payroll, or small business tax filing, franchise tax filing, or contractor or vendor payments and all those things, write to me, Nanda Kumar K V at iLeadTax.com. I will take it up separately. Now this I have made primarily for W2 employees, for personal tax return filers. Okay, so of course even the business people, you are free to follow these 7 steps. Just visit our website, iLeadTax.com. You will see a client login tab. If you are a new client, you sign up. If you are an existing client, just click on sign in and then fill that form. Okay, that comes in. Give the details, verify the account, and then once you verify, you have to create a new ticket. In case you have not filed the old returns 2019, 18 or something like that, you can create a ticket for those years also. And then once you select that particular year, fill the tax organizer for that 1 year. Okay, and then furnish all required information. Upload the documents under My Documents tab. You can upload your W2 and other tax documents there, and use the Messages tab in case you want to message us, and give us 24 to 48 hours. Enjoy your tax return draft. If you are happy with the refund estimates, honor the tax invoice and confirm for filing. Get a tax return copy and enjoy early tax refund. Okay, and if you are an iPlan client who has subscribed to all this, $2 a month, you get all this for free. The team takes care of everything. Okay, so and iPlan tax program, I have made a separate video, but I keep saying this every week. All these things, all this that is listed here, they say the customer is the king. So if you are the king, you need a minister like us, because you need a tax expert who has studied it day and night, and that this is our profession. So having a word with us, before you do any financial decision, before you take any financial decision, it's always good. A change in the family, change in the income status, any investment, any expenses, all these things, sale of property, transfer of money from India to US, anything. Okay, ask us, we will be happy to help you. If you're working in multiple states, residing in one state, and getting income from another state, and why you need to subscribe. So the focus is on planning, and saving taxes, not on filing and formalities. That's more to do with the form. You have more time. You need not worry about tax filing. You get to have multiple years. And also, after watching our videos, some of our clients, some of the viewers, they come back and say, Nanda, I missed this. Okay. So step 1, go approach your accountant. Ask him for an explanation why he missed it. There may be some valid reasons why he missed it. You're not able to reach your accountant, you use some online portal or some unreliable tax preparers because they are cheap, come to us. We will be happy to help you. And then I call this, ABCD: adjustments, benefits, credits, deductions, and exemptions. Okay, so that is something you got to know, and use it more to reduce taxes. And you get anytime access to your tax information. You can schedule a weekly or monthly call with us. Avoid giving interest-free loan to IRS. And if you want to live your great American dream, want to make America great again, want to become an entrepreneur, do something on your own. Despite the pandemic, despite all the things that is happening, still I have incorporated so many businesses just in the first quarter of 2021. I mean, today is March 31st. I've incorporated so many businesses in this just one quarter, and it's such a joy to see entrepreneurs rise. So if you have that dream in you, you want to start your own business, you want to do something, get a free consultation. It doesn't even cost $1,000 for you to start your business, and in some states it's just $500 just to get started. Invest into your idea. Think about your business, how you can deliver that excellence to the customers and make world a better place to live in. And if we can be part of that vision, we will be very happy. And the hardest thing in the world is to understand the income tax, and we make it easy to understand. That's what I keep saying. And also, as most of you know, I run iLead Tax Academy too. Okay, I have students internationally, not just from India and USA. I have from Canada, Malaysia, Nepal, Bahrain. I mean, many places, Middle East also. So if you want to learn US taxation and become a licensed tax expert directly from the Internal Revenue Service, you can use our training. And if you are enrolling for this, you get the tax filing for free, personal tax filing for free. If you need more information on EA and all, just go through this. It's all multiple choice questions, only 3 papers. So people who couldn't complete CPA or CA, or they wanted to become something, okay, you couldn't, even if you are on a H4 or L2 or a dependent visa, still you can take up this course. Okay, and if you are looking for making any additional income also, this license will be very useful to you. Okay, so set up a call with us to understand how becoming an enrolled agent can help you. You will be amazed. And if you want me to make more tax videos on personal taxes, business taxes, payroll taxes, QuickBooks, new business setup, on latest tax updates, or US India tax situation, or enrolled agent license training, they are my coordinates. My email address is nandakuma@ileadtax.com, and you can also WhatsApp, text, or call me on those numbers: 1234 hi iLead 4445323. Okay, and that's my Indian number. And you can also message me on LinkedIn. Let's get connected on LinkedIn. Let's stay active. Please do like our work. If you really like what we are doing, please spread the word. Please let people know about iLead. And also the quality of content that we are giving, I'm sure very few are able to provide this kind of a content every week consistently, because we believe knowledge is power, knowledge is wealth, and that knowledge only can save your taxes. Okay, an educated client is always easy to serve, so I say that always. Okay, please share it with 3 people at least, 1 from family, 1 from friends, 1 from colleague. Okay, and recommend us on Facebook and LinkedIn if possible, and please comment for better reach and inputs. Okay, I'm happy that you watched this video, and please check with your accountant before you make any important decision. Okay, so thank you very much. Until I catch you up next week, good night, good day, take care.